So what you want? You put that up here?
Jungle Halang.
Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. It's your boy Ronnie Lott, the sports jock. We got talent in the building. We got some extra talent. We got Radio Raheem in the building. We got Holland Jungle in the building. There we go. Talent, say something.
Yeah, what's up, people? It's your boy Talent, a.k.a. I'm the next King Von LeBron James. Exactly.
Radio, say something, Radio.
Radio Raheem in the building. Twitter at radio_Raheem_yo.
That's what's up, man. Keep moving. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. Check us on Facebook, Spectator Sport. Please like our page, facebook.com/Spectator Sport. Thanks again for tuning in. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the boxing match that was last night. What do you thought about that fight last night, Raheem?
The biggest travesty ever in boxing history. Boxing is dead. I don't care about Mayweather, Pacquiao. I don't care about nothing. Pacquiao won his fight. We 10 rounds to 2. It should have been a split decision. It was unanimous. It should have been unanimous Pacquiao. Only thing I would say to Manny should have just knocked him out and not given the judges a chance to screw him, because they screwed him. But it was ridiculous. I almost dropped my cup of Captain Morgan when I heard when he said that boy won that fight.
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I thought that got to have to be one of the worst decisions in the history of boxing and just of late. I mean, how do you have a guy ringside like Letterman, where you have a box? He basically had Pacquiao winning every round. How do you go from one perspective of winning every round to then losing by a split decision? I mean, even Bradley didn't think that he won that fight. Pacquiao basically outclassed him. He basically showed how he was the more superior fighter. He won the punching stats, the CompuBox stats. He had landed much more power punches. His efficiency was at 37% as opposed to Bradley, who was more at like 25%. So it definitely, the decision, I really can't understand how. I even kind of go back and look at that fight and try to think how someone could even see it, the fight for Bradley. I know later in the fight he probably connected on a few more jabs. He kind of gave you a few spot flurries, but at no point in that fight did you ever think Bradley had any chance. He was running away from being knocked out. I mean, he showed a little bit of, he showed some grit as a veteran fighter being able to stand in there. But at no chance did you ever thought that Bradley was winning that fight, or he even had a chance. He even told his corner that he did all he can, but he just can't beat this guy.
Exactly. That's the biggest part. You didn't even have to watch the fight. If you just heard that quote and what he said after the fight to Max Kellerman, you knew he didn't even think he won the fight. He told Max Kellerman, well, I got to go back and look at the tape and see if I won.
Yeah, thank you.
Who says that? What guy who confidently whipped somebody says I have to go and see if I won the fight? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, thank you for taking my point.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Thank you for taking my point there, Raheem.
Everybody
but,
ridiculous.
Yeah, well, the only thing this does is this. Hey, Raheem, it's my turn, sir. But Radio, it's my turn. But the only thing this does, this hurts the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. No one really wants to see that fight, and no one wants to see Bradley fight Mayweather. Because if you got a guy in the corner saying, I don't know if I won the fight, I tried my best, and I just couldn't beat him, why would I want to see you fight Mayweather? It's going to be a waste of a fight, and they got a rematch in November, and I still don't think that's going to do anything. I mean, as far as the rematch, if Pacquiao comes back and wins the rematch, I mean, that fight's tarnished now. It's really tarnished, that whole Pacquiao. Now you're going to have the boxing community. They're not really even going to want to see the fight now after this, loss by Pacquiao, even though he got robbed, but it is what it is now. It's in the record books.
Nobody wanted to see the first Bradley fight, so we definitely don't care about the rematch.
Exactly, yeah. No one wanted to see their first fight. Now who's going to care about the rematch? I hope that wasn't a ploy by Bob Arum to, I don't know, make more money. Who knows? They're saying it was rigged, but why would you rig a fight that you know that's going to hurt the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, which boxing needs? You know, why would you want to rig that decision?
You come out on that debate on whether or not boxing's rigged. I seen ESPN, they were real loose in saying how boxing's rigged, or allowing guys or commentators to talk about boxing being rigged. But when it came to the NBA, I know these guys are real quick to not ever say anything negative in terms of, or anything close to the NBA being fixed. But when it comes to boxing, it quickly comes out that it's fixed. But for you to fix this, it just will destroy the whole Mayweather-Pacquiao, unless Mayweather's not going to be out of jail in time.
Oh, Mayweather's going to be out. He's only doing 3 months. He's doing
He
87 days.
87 days. He'll be out of jail way before then. But it just goes to show you the fact that Bradley tweeted out a picture of the poster for the rematch before the fight. He put out the picture, man, Bradley Pacquiao 2, November. That just lets you know that, you know, the Pacquiao camp doesn't want to fight Mayweather. Why would they have agreed to a rematch with Bradley, before this fight even happened? They don't want to fight Pacquiao. I mean, I think Pacquiao probably wants to fight him, but his team doesn't want him to fight Mayweather. Because once he loses to Mayweather, who is Manny Pacquiao? He's a nobody. Now he's back to bed. Before he was on this win streak, he's a nobody. He's back to he is who he thought he was. That's who he becomes once he loses to Mayweather. So why not create another competitor for him to maybe have another trilogy like he had with the guy who drank his tea.
This guy
son.
Son.
But what does this do? What does this do for him now that he lost to Bradley? He rather lost to Bradley. I mean, Mayweather than Bradley. I mean, at least he could have made out with $100 million if he loses to Mayweather. Now you lose to Bradley. Now you're really screwed.
You can forget about 60-40 now.
Yeah, you can really forget about 60-40 now. Now you talk about a 70-30 because you just lost to what's his name?
Timothy Bradley.
Timothy Bradley. Now you really think Mayweather's gonna give you a 50-50 split? No, you're a joke now. You have to take that 70-30 because you're not getting 60-40 no more.
But I mean, clearly Pacquiao destroyed this guy. It's hard
Tonight I'm
for
announcing
them to come off their point and where their position's at, where Manny is as a fighter. I mean, he dominated this guy. He destroyed him.
Yeah, but
clearly
Floyd's leverage
Timothy Bradley is not on the same planet Manny Pacquiao is when it comes to boxing. I mean, Bradley, only thing he showed that he's a gritty fighter and he has a little bit of heart. He wouldn't give up, and he has a fat head that could take a lot of punches because that straight was.
I think that's another issue. Like I said, Pacquiao should have just went ahead and knocked him out. Because you said Pacquiao destroyed him. Pacquiao didn't destroy him. He outlanded him, power punches. I mean, he outboxed him, but he didn't destroy him to the fact where it was like, he didn't bruise his guy up. There was few big punches in the fight that were like, oh, he's about to go down. It was none of that. So it was basically a 12-round boxing match, which one guy just outlived. It was Floyd Mayweather-esque. No knockout, but he didn't dominate. I mean, he beat him, but he didn't destroy him to the point where it was that a judge wouldn't have a doubt that he won the fight. He still won, but he didn't destroy him like he should have, because he had opportunity to go in there and finish this dude and just kill him, but he didn't. He laid off. He threw a flurry and back up and let this dude recover and then go back in. And if the fight wasn't rigged, he left that opportunity open for him to lose the fight.
And you lose leverage to Floyd Mayweather when you do that. Now you lost leverage, and you won the fight, yes, but at the end of the day, you have a loss in the record book now. You lose a lot of leverage to Floyd. You should have served yourself more, Pacquiao. You should have just beat him up and destroyed him, and if he had to go to the hospital, that's his issue, not yours. He takes the chance to get in the ring.
But Pacquiao's been doing that a lot lately. He's been taking it easy on cats. He could have destroyed Sugar Shane Mosley. The last 6 rounds of that fight, he wasn't even punching that dude. He was just like, hey, I'm going to let you live, bro. I'm going to let you survive. He did it with him. He lost to Marquez. That's what I was talking about, Juan Manuel Marquez. He lost to Marquez, but they gave him that decision. But lately, Manny's just been taking it easy on cats. I mean, he punished Colo and Margarito, but other than that, he ain't even punishing these cats like he should be.
Because
Like,
he found the
didn't
Lord.
punish Clottey like he should have. He didn't punish this last cat like he should have, and he didn't punish Mosley. He let them live, and that's his problem. I don't know what he's being too diplomatic in the ring. Go ahead and destroy him, knock the heads off him, make him go to the hospital and get CAT scans. That's what you got to do.
I agree with that. But Manny Pacquiao did find the Lord, and he started reading his Bible because he's been having a lot of problems with his wife and drinking and gambling and women. So maybe since he found the Lord, maybe he don't want to beat his brother up. So maybe that's why he laid off of Bradley, which just cost him probably $100 million that he just does not know about yet.
Think about that.
I'm sure Manny didn't lose that much. Manny Pacquiao is still going to continue to be able to draw big fights. He's still going to be able to do his thing. Folks, thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. It's your boy Ronnie Lott, the Sport Jock. We got Radio Raheem in the building. You know, I always got the talent with me. Talent in the building, folks. You know, let me tell you where to find us. Check us on YouTube at FUK Josh, youtube.com/FUK Josh. Thanks to the folks at Holland Jungle for making the show possible. Please like their Facebook page. Facebook.com/Holland Jungle, like that. Thanks again to all the great folks who made the show happen. Folks, let's go ahead and talk about the NBA playoffs. It's almost that time for the finals. The Heat pulled out a miraculous win last night. LeBron did his thing. King James showed you why he is the best player in the league, bar none. The most explosive, the most dynamic player in the league. Let's talk about the Heat victory in Game 7 over the Boston Celtics. Any thoughts on that, Talent? What do you thought about the Heat's victory? And
I mean, the victory was, it was kind of sloppy in the first half. Too many turnovers. They still were playing bad transition defense to me for throughout most of the game. But, at the end, it's the King, and then you got D-Wade and Bosh. It was just too much. They picked it up. They picked the transition defense up. They started getting more stops. LeBron was being guarded by Brandon Bass, which was an insult. I don't know why Doc Rivers would do such a thing. I understand you want to keep Paul Pierce out of foul trouble, but come on, Brandon Bass, this guy just dropped 45 points against your team in Game 6. So why would you put Brandon Bass on him, which was just an insult? And the Miami Heat, at the end of the day, that talent overcame all the nonsense, the role players and their bad transition defense. They just everything. They overcame all that, and then late in the fourth quarter.
Radio Raheem, how you felt about the Heat's victory yesterday?
They should have won. They should have won the series in 5 games. It was a close game through, midway through the fourth. I thought that, Bosh showed up, Wade showed up, and when those three show up, when those two in unison with LeBron, they're a hard team to beat. Bosh hit those 2 big 3-pointers that, kind of gave him a boost. Especially coming from him, he had been hurt, hadn't really done crap all series. So, for him to hit those shots kind of gave the team as a whole a boost, and he kind of took off from there. The King, the King is the King. His Game 6 performance, of course, he didn't match that performance last night, but, he did his thing. He shot terribly, but he played okay. But I'll tell you this, though, he let Brandon Bass live a little bit because he should have been taking this guy to the rack every single time, but he started, he turned into that LeBron with that fadeaway leaning at a 77-degree angle, whatever angle that is. That jump shot he takes off the wrong leg. And he started being pretty LeBron, trying to hit those jump shots that he's really not good at. So, if anything I take from that game, it's a good sign for Bosh, good sign for Wade. LeBron needs to stay in attack mode like he was in Game 6. Like he was in Game 6 because he wasn't in attack mode like Game 7. He hit a lot of free throws in Game 7, but he shot terribly because he wasn't getting to the rack like he was the previous game.
Let's go ahead and talk about his miraculous Game 6 performance. What do you thought about that, Talent? Game 6, LeBron showed you why he is the best player in the world, bar none. You talk about 45, 15, and 5. That's crazy numbers. What do you thought about his Game 6 performance, Talent?
The Game 6 performance came after Kevin Durant closed out the Spurs, and everyone brought up the conversation of, is Durant now the best player in the NBA, and did he assert himself over LeBron? And yet all this talk, people going back and forth and back and forth. So then the King had to come out, 45, 15, and 5. The only other player to do that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nobody else has done this in these playoffs. And he proved why he is the best player in the NBA because of performances like that. He had it going. He had the outside game going. He had the inside. He was rebounding. He was assisting. He was playing defense. And this is why this guy, I still can't take Kevin Durant over him because Kevin Durant cannot affect the game in the way that LeBron James does. It's just ridiculous how this guy gets himself involved in the game, even if he's not scoring, 45 points, but he just does so many other things, rebounding and assisting. Kevin Durant, he's just a scorer still to me. I mean, he's trying to, pick up his defense and post game and draft, but he's just not effective as LeBron. And that game 6 was just obviously it was just ridiculous what he was doing because they just couldn't stop him. And this is why he's the best player in the NBA and going to go down as one of the greatest players of all time.
I mean, he's one of the best players in the NBA. I mean, the case can be made about him and Kevin Durant. I mean, I think LeBron's an overall better player.
Yeah,
but,
he can.
We know LeBron, plays D better, rebounds better, passes better, does pretty much everything better than Kevin Durant to shoot the basketball. But Durant's a great shooter, great scorer. It's gonna be it's tough. I'll have to go with LeBron as the best player right now. But all that could change in about a week or so because if the Thunder win the chip, LeBron's not the best player in the league. I don't care what he does. He can go for 45, 15, and 5 every game. And if they lose, he's not the best player in the league because the best player in the league will be 23 years old with a chip and 3 straight scoring titles. So, it's going to come down to the ring. Whoever gets the ring is the king, baby. That's what I'm saying.
I
Whoever
absolutely
gets the ring
agree.
is the king.
I gotta agree with
Can't
that.
be royalty without jewelry.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that all completely, but he does have 3 All-NBA MVPs, and he has been to the finals, and he has done a lot. He just don't got the ring. But Kevin Durant's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Durant is a great player. But if we're talking about overall talent and who affects this game, like me and you was discussing, Raheem, if Kevin Durant was on the Cleveland Cavaliers with no help, does he get Cavaliers to final ever? See, right there, that answers your question. That's why LeBron's a better player because look what he took to the finals. Even though they got swept, Kevin Durant, he just doesn't involve himself in the game besides scoring the basketball. But being on a team like the Cavaliers just shows you why LeBron is a better player overall than Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant is a great scorer.
He's not even Reggie Miller to me yet.
No. Hey, Talon, I'll say this. LeBron James is the better player, but when you get in the finals where you have a young team like the Thunder and a young player, a player that's younger, that's up and coming, that's supposed to be the next level of stars, and LeBron James being in his prime, you basically have to win this finals because if you give the Thunder this finals, the Thunder, that kind of sets the stage for the Thunder dynasty, It's supposed to be the Heat, not 1, not 2. And then it's gonna be not 1 because then this team is broken up.
I understand completely, and I agree with you. The King he has to get it done. You got freaking Westbrook's 23, Durant's 23, Harden's 22, Ibaka's like 24. This is a young team.
No,
and if they win a chip
son.
this year, who?
Ibaka's 21.
Ibaka's 21 years old, and if they win a championship this year, that's a dynasty. LeBron, I don't even know if you can get a ring because the next 5 years it's going to be Durant and the damn OKC coming out the West because there's nobody in the West that's going to beat them. There's nobody in the West that's going to beat them. You're the only team that's going to be able to beat the OKC Thunder. So he has to get it done. I understand that completely, but it's Dwayne Wade has to show up. That's the only thing I know. He can't have a series like he had this last series.
So who are you taking in the finals?
I can't tell you that right now. I got to tell you after game 1 who I'm taking in the finals. The Miami Heat need to win game 1 if they're going to win this series. That's the only thing I'm telling you. Because if they go down 0-2 going back to Miami, I see OKC taking the game in Miami and ending it in 5 games. So they need to win a game and split in OKC these first 2 games. So if I have to wait and see the first game, but Miami needs to win the first game for me to pick them. If they lose it, I can't pick them.
Who you got, Radio Raheem?
Oh man, I've been thinking about it. Since I'm on the spot, I'm gonna say OKC's gonna win just because of the home court. I mean, when you playing games like playing for a freaking a college team, man. OKC is like a college team. You know, at home it's like being at a big house or Ohio State or something. Like that home court is real. The Heat's home court isn't real because you know the Heat are the latest East now. But the Stars, nobody really gets up. They show up late. You know, they're expecting to win. They haven't won anything, but they're expecting to win. OKC is small market, true passionate fans. Scream. These guys stand up until they make a bucket. Sometimes they stand the first 5-6 minutes of the game until they make a bucket. So, just based off home court, I'm going with OKC.
They denied Lil Wayne tickets to the OKC Spurs game because they're so dedicated to their fans, which just shows you that type of respect that organization got. They don't care about stars. They care about the people who come support them night in and night out. And that's what I'm saying. They have to get a game in OKC.
And that's why I'm going for
the Exactly. They're telling you, hey, I don't care who you are. You're not just showing up at our game because you're a superstar. You haven't been a fan buying tickets all year, and that ticket's already taken. So I don't care if you're Lil Wayne. I don't care if you're Trisha Underwood or Garth Brooks or Barack Obama. Buy a ticket, you can come to the game. No special treatment. It's the Oklahoma way. I like it, baby. I love it. OKC. I'm taking them. OKC in 6.
I'm going with the Heat in 7. Like I say, I watched this Heat team play that OKC team late in the season. I love the way that Heat was able to stay with their athleticism and the way they match up with this team. A lot of people expect OKC to run the Heat out the building, but I see no way. I like LeBron and Wade over Durant and Westbrook, and I like the Heat to win those two matchups. So if you tell me if the Heat are going to win those matchups night in, night out, I'm taking the Heat every time. So I'm going with the Heat in 6.
But James Harden is the X factor. Who is going to guard James Harden? Can Battier guard James Harden?
Yes,
because
why
two
can't
guys,
Battier
all
guard
those
Harden?
guys cancel each other out basically. Durant, LeBron. Actually, they basically cancel each other out. Now the X factor is who? James Harden. Who does he have to guard James Harden besides Shane Battier? Can he get it done?
Even Dwayne Wade can guard.
No, Dwayne Wade has to guard Russell Westbrook because Mario Rio cannot guard
You should
him.
reverse that. Battier has to defend Westbrook.
No, Battier is too slow to defend Westbrook.
Put money on that.
Russell Westbrook, you can cancel Christmas. You can start engraving a trophy with OKC's name on it because you have no chance of staying in front of this boy.
You better not put Wade on Westbrook.
Wade has to guard Westbrook.
He needs to score.
Battier would die if he tried to guard Russell Westbrook. It won't even be a damn series if he guard Westbrook because he would do anything he wanted to Battier. Wade has to stick
on
it.
Westbrook. You can't put Wade on Westbrook.
You gotta put Wade on
Westbrook.
Yes, Wade can defend. He's quick enough and he's athletic enough to guard him.
But to be honest with you, Wade can't stay in front of Westbrook either.
No, Wade can't stay in front of Russell. I seen him do it the last game of the series. Wade guarded Westbrook. He stayed in front of him. He tried to go into the post. He was too strong for him in the post. He was guarding Westbrook. That's what I'm saying. Wade has to. Battier can't. And LeBron grabbed his handful, shutting down Durant because Durant can't score over 30 points. Otherwise, they're going to lose every night. LeBron has to keep Durant under 30 points every game because if he scores over 30, they're losing. That means LeBron's not getting his job done. And then you got Ibaka on the other end dealing with them two getting to the basket. So there's going to be a lot of problems with the Heat.
Beast and Chris. Beast and Chris down low.
I mean, when you're playing with Bosh, then you can now play with Joel Anthony, and then their defense plays better. So as long as the Heat is playing the Heat type of defense, I rather the Heat defense over OKC's defense, and I think defense wins championships. Like you always see, like the G-Man showed you, defense wins championships. So I gotta go with the Heat's defense all day, every day.
Tonight I'm announcing
that the Heat
will be
the 2012 NBA champions, and I will be at the parade. I was at the not 1, not 2, not 3. I was there. I was in the building when they came out, when LeBron was in the crowd.
It's called The Promise.
Yeah, I was there. I was one of the folks in the building. I was there. So when the parade's coming, don't try to come to our parade. He got this one. Heat in 7. Let's go ahead.
It'd be cool for LeBron to get a ring, and because he's the king. So I just want to throw this out there, because I never let it die. I never let it go away. In the words of the great Kobe Bean Bryant, he's got a long way to go before he can even sit at my lunch table.
Man, how do you find a way to incorporate Kobe?
Yeah, you got nothing to do with Kobe.
Because we're talking about winning.
I mean, Kobe's at home fishing.
I just want to throw this Black Mamba. Just let him know. They got
You always got to incorporate Kobe Bryant into these talks. Kobe had nothing to do with these talks. We talk about one of the top 2 players in the NBA, and the top 3, the 2 of the top 3 players in the NBA.
He's one of them.
I got Dwayne Wade at number 2, so I can't say top 2.
So let's talk about it. Then let's go player for player. So who are you taking with when you talk about that debate between LeBron and Durant? I go with LeBron James all day.
We're taking LeBron. We already said we're taking LeBron.
He's not even Reggie Miller.
Yeah, you gotta take LeBron. I'm gonna take LeBron. I'm gonna take him for 3.5 quarters, and then the 4th quarter, I was asking I get KD.
You can't get KG. You have to pick one.
Think about that.
Can I get Durant in the last 5 minutes of the game, please?
No, you can't get Durant. You gotta live and die with the king, fool.
I mean, Dwayne Wade has been terrible.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm scared now.
So who you take with that matchup with Westbrook and Wade then?
Westbrook.
I'm taking D Wade.
If you would have said Westbrook, I would have shot you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You gotta take that's a no-brainer. That's D Wade all day.
Yeah, I'm taking D Wade. I mean, the guy. Come on, be for real.
D Wade is played.
Russell Westbrook plays
D
out of
Wade
control
has
at
been
points.
so sporadic.
No, but what you gotta understand though, if you watch the Spurs series, he's played out of control. His jump shots have been horrendous. Even when he does score high, he still shoots for like freaking 6 for 20. Like, he's just been playing out of control, and if you continue to put pressure on him, and he just tries to put too much on his shoulders, like he's the superstar of that team, when he's not, he's going to be able to reason why he's going to cost them the series. So that's why I got another reason why we'll also take Dwayne Wade over Russell Westbrook. It's not even really a discussion to me.
I'm going to have to say, as much as I like D Wade, if it was the normal D Wade, I'll say D Wade. But the way D Wade is played in this playoffs, and the role that the way he's kind of played this year in general, he's now taken a secondary role to LeBron James, whereas last year LeBron tried to take a secondary role to D Wade. So when D Wade plays like that and he's scoring 17 and he's being inefficient, I got to go with Westbrook. Westbrook is playing a lot more exciting. He's doing a lot more things. D-Wade, sometimes you telling me D-Wade got 3 points at half. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me?
I'll add to that, though, to be honest with you, it's really not a fair comparison because we've not seen Russell Westbrook in his true position. Russell Westbrook is not a point guard. Russell Westbrook is a 2 guard that's been made to play point guard. So if they actually had a point guard and let Russell play his real position, the 2, then I don't know. I might have to take Russell over D Wade, but because Russell's playing point guard, he's an inconsistent point guard. I'm gonna take D Wade. But right now, 2 versus 2, with Russell being the most athletic thing on the basketball court. If he was a true 2 all day, starting 2, only playing 2, I would take Russell. But because he's a point guard that throws the ball away 10 times a game, I gotta take D Wade right now.
Let me tell you something. First of all, number one, what you people don't understand is Dwayne Wade creativity to get to the basket and the type of shots that he makes. Russell Westbrook is not even on that level yet. He got a nice little mid-range game, but he plays too out of control. And when he does go to the basket, he doesn't have the creativity to get his shot off and get fouled like Dwayne Wade. I would take the guy who can get to the basket consistently and finish versus the guy who has an inconsistent jumper and also a guy who plays out of control and spurts in the game. I got to take Dwayne Wade. And he's a veteran and a 2006 NBA Finals MVP. So it's like really not even a debate.
He's not that guy anymore. Don't talk like he's still that guy. He's not that guy anymore.
He's that guy.
He
that's
hasn't
more
been
mature.
playing like that guy.
But you gotta think about the Boston gave him troubles. He had the knee getting drained. He has some injury issues. And LeBron should be the overall leader of this team because he makes the whole team play better. Wade is not that type of player. Wade is, I'm going to get mine type of dude. He's not going to get everyone involved like LeBron James. So LeBron James should always have that role since he got to South Beach because you see what he did with the Cavaliers. He makes the overall team better. Dwayne Wade doesn't
you're right.
do that.
I'm not saying that the team shouldn't be LeBron's team. I'm just saying point blank, period, that D Wade don't exist no more. Whether it was his team, Bron's team, nobody's team. That D Wade is on the decline, son. He was just a real D Wade was just a real good athlete that had an inconsistent jumper. Now he's just a declining athlete with an inconsistent jumper. You're welcome.
No, I don't agree with that at all, Radio. I don't agree with that at all.
I'm just letting you know, bro.
I think I wouldn't say D Wade is on the decline. I still think he's in his prime. Still think he's an excellent player. I just think at times the team don't fit properly because they're always changing and they've never really been set in terms of who their starting five is going to be. You telling me you started 7 different centers over the last 2 years. I mean, it's just like when this team finally get a chance to get set and get comfortable, then there's a switch in the lineup. Somebody gets hurt, somebody's out. You know, it's always something. But so the cohesiveness of this offense, I think, has hurt Wade the most because a lot of times then if his jump shot isn't falling, then he can't find enough space. Then he doesn't know any other ways to get comfortable in the offense. But you know he does bring other things to this to the game. He's probably the best defending guard in the league, and he also rebounds like a monster. But Radio Raheem, you seem like you got a little bit in the background. I think we're gonna have to let you go, Radio Raheem.
Yeah, the kids jumped in on me. They bombarded me, nothing I can do about it right now.
That's all good, man. You know, we all about family. We all about love. You know, taking care of the family. We all about a better standard of living. What'd you call that? Quality of life, right?
Quality of life, baby.
Spending time with the family. That's how you increase your quality of life. All right, Radio Raheem. Thanks again for being on Spectator Sport, man. You have a good one, bro.
You know what? Out. Hey, by the way, y'all better tune in tonight, baby. True Blood season premiere is going down, baby. HBO, baby. Out.
No one watches True Blood. Get out of here with that nonsense.
True Blood, out.
We will not be tuned. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that because True Blood, you know what? True Blood is a show where a lot of people tune in to True Blood. Matter of fact, all of Snooki was there at the fight last night. And Bill, I watched True Blood probably a season. It was a little slow for me. Yeah, that Abraham Lincoln movie does look like it's going to be an excellent movie. But he's done, though.
He's done, yeah.
Thanks again for tuning in Spectator Sport, folks. It's your boy Ronnie Lott, the Sports Jock. You know where to find us. Check us on Twitter at FUKJosh, at Spectator Sport, the #1, at Holland Jungle. Please go ahead and like our Facebook pages, Spectator Sport, Facebook.com, /Spectator Sport, /Holland Jungle, /FUKJosh. Keep it moving. Thanks again. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Tiger. Last week, we went crazy. Tiger won the Memorial. It is, and the next major.
I promise.
And he tied Nicholas.
Tonight I'm announcing
most wins all time.
Second
Think
most
about that.
wins all time. And then the next major, U.S. Open. What do you think Tiger's going to do in the U.S. Open?
I mean,
You taking Tiger or the field?
Fourth quarter, I'm back.
I'm sorry, Tiger. I gotta take the field in this one because Tiger just plays too inconsistent. He came off the last tournament before the Masters. He won that tournament before the Masters, and then he came to the Masters and just blew it. Now you won another tournament before another major. Now what you gonna do, Tiger? I can't go with you. I just can't. I gotta take the field. Because there's somebody in that field that's going to come there, shoot 16 under, blow Tiger out. Tiger probably won't end up even making a cut. So I got to take the field. Sorry, Tiger. I know you still got it in you. I seen that chip.
Yeah, I know, right?
I seen one of the best shots ever in golf when he made that chip shot. I think it was on the 11th or whatever hole it was on. But you're just too inconsistent for me, Tiger, right now. I mean, I guess I don't know if you're still battling demons. If I was you, go get you a boatload of them things from KOD and just chill out, win the next 4 tournaments, and you will be good. As far as the majors, you'll pass Jack Nicklaus. But as of right now, Tiger, you got to go with the field, brother. Sorry.
I definitely got to agree with you on that one, Talent. I hate to agree with you, but you make sense. Tiger is definitely, his game has been so inconsistent. Anytime you think that he starts to make strides and Tiger's back, and once you start to say Tiger's back, then he just misses the cut. And, I mean, right now, golf is starting to get ridiculous with these golfers having issues with the camera phone and the camera phone pictures. I mean, you got a guy like Phil Mickelson. Did you see Mickelson blow up over someone taking his picture, the camera phone pictures?
No, I didn't see that. Well, it was the middle of his swing, though? Like, was he swinging?
No, not even in the middle of a swing, just being on the golf course at all. He, like, doesn't want camera phones on the golf course. I mean, this guy, basically what he pulled out of a tournament because of cell phone pictures.
Well, he's going to have to deal with cell phone pictures at the U.S. Open, so he's going to pull out that.
I mean,
too.
You're an athlete. You can't be that fickle where a cell phone picture is going to make that much of a difference. I mean, I know Tiger had laid a few F-bombs on
Well, no, that was because they were talking in the middle of his swing. That's what Tiger had an issue with that. Because when you're talking in the middle of someone's swing and you're saying, get in the hole or snapping a picture in the middle, yeah, that's going to be a problem. You can't do that. You're not even supposed to be doing that, obviously. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's going to happen, but at the same time, though, you got to think about it. These guys got to be focused and concentrating on getting that ball in the middle of the fairway. Otherwise, they're not going to have no chance. You can't worry about people snapping a picture of you right in the middle of your backswing. Don't you know that you can't talk or do anything in the middle of a guy's backswing? You can't do it.
But, I mean, you talk about a guy like Tiger Woods, who people always talk about how how he was so dialed in and so locked in. He was so mentally focused, and he's probably the most mentally tough athlete that has ever played sports. I mean, and you telling me a cell phone picture is gonna affect you that much where you can't do what you're known for doing on a world class level?
Yes, it breaks concentration. If you break concentration, you can't. These people know that. Why do you think they always hold up the signs that say quiet right before someone's about to tee off? Because everything has to be focused on this next shot. You know, you just can't do it. I mean, it's not basketball and football and, you know, you're at a distance and, you know, stuff like that doesn't matter. But this is golf. You're talking about in the middle, just the same thing as tennis. When you're serving for the first time, everything has to be quiet because you only got to worry about this next serve. Everything has to be perfect. So these people know this. And Phil, yeah, it's a little ridiculous if you say he doesn't want no pitches at all. But if you're talking about in the middle of their swings, I can understand that completely because I play golf even though I've been horrible this past weekend. I shot plus 30 through 13 holes, which is just a horrendous score. But
that's
at
golf.
the same time,
do you consider that playing golf? You was on the golf course.
At the same time, I don't want someone talking in the middle of my backswing because I don't want my concentration broken.
They should be
and
laughing in the middle of your backswing.
If I can't have that, what do you think a professional who's playing at a professional tournament, which is a purse that's worth $6.2 million, you just can't have it?
Dude, that's not playing golf. You can't be plus 30 through 13.
Yeah, I was fun. I'm not gonna lie, folks. I had a horrible day of golf just yesterday. I was plus 30 through 13 holes.
You should be banned from that course.
I mean,
you should be literally banned from that. Your picture should be at the course. If you see this guy on the links, please.
It was a rough day. It was a rough day. I'm giving myself plus 30. I probably was worse than that. But I did bogey some holes. I almost shot par on a couple holes, but I had a couple bogeys in there, though. I mean, it wasn't all bad day.
You think?
I had a couple bogeys. I mean, which is a good for a guy who, you know, I don't play good golf 3-4 days out of the week. I play golf once a week, once every 2 weeks. So, I mean, having some bogeys here and there is good for me.
Oh, well, I'm glad you feel that way. I guess you don't care about winning, Mr. Tebow over there.
I do care about winning, but I'm not playing against anybody.
You're definitely not winning.
I'm not playing anybody to win, so I can't win.
You're not winning in the game. If you could rate your golf game, you'd have to be like a 20 in Madden. Like you'd be like a 20%. You like a 10.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now, I tell you, I'm inconsistent when it comes to my swing. I'm like Tiger. I have consistency problems when it comes to the swing. Sometimes I'll blast the ball 300 yards. I'll knock a 7-iron 200 yards. But then sometimes I'll knock a ball and it'll roll 5 yards. I mean, I understand. I'm inconsistent with my shot. So I have to get consistent with the shot, and my score would drop drastically.
Definitely. Well, please get some instructional videos. Google, YouTube, do something, man. But you can't be out there chopping it up on the damn golf course. Like I said,
I'm gonna go to a golf clinic.
you need a golf clinic. You need a golf doctor.
Think about
you need
that.
a golf a maid or something. You need somebody to get your golf game right because you're not playing golf. You just destroying the game.
No, I am playing golf.
just
I
destroying
I
the
shot
game.
bogey on 11, 12 and 11. I shot
Hey, you
bogey.
missed it. Exactly. This
What do
dude
you
said he
mean?
shot.
Get out of here,
He
dude.
shot
You gotta
plus
show me
30
I shot
through
bogey.
13. Plus 30 through 13. How could you be plus 30 through 13? That's not playing golf.
It was a tough day. What you want me to tell you? It was a tough day for me.
That's not playing
Dude,
golf.
it was a tough day, but I had some beautiful
Dude,
shots, though.
You
I had
playing
some
another
beautiful
sport
shots.
out there, man. You
Listen
playing
to me.
hockey.
I had some
You-
beautiful
you was-
shots.
you was
I tell
on-
you, the first hole was difficult. I probably shot. It took me 22 shots to get in the hole. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what I tell you. I struggled on that first hole. I struggled on the first hole. But
Dude,
well, 'cause I wanted to really
how
keep
could
it a
you
realistic
shoot a
score, though.
22? How could you shoot a 22 on a par 3?
Dude, that- no,
How
it
could you
was-
shoot
It wasn't a par 3. It was a par
23?
4. It was a par 4. It was a par 4. That don't make it any better, but it is what it is.
Oh my goodness, I don't even want to go.
Well, I got a game tomorrow, actually, so I'll be out there again tomorrow, trying to
And
battle through
folks-
my demons like Tiger.
Folks, and this is what we talk about, pure athlete. The guy who shoots a plus 22 on the first hole. Pure athletes, folks.
Well, at least I'm
Spectator sport.
honest.
Pure athletes. Sharapova, well, you got what now, isn't there a French Opens going on right
Yeah,
now?
French Opens right now. Sharapova did complete her her career Grand Slam. She won all 4 major events in tennis. She's she's one of the 2 active players that actually has that. The other one is Serena Williams. But Nadal right now is ahead through 2 sets right now. But I think there's a rain delay right now, so that's what's in the world of tennis right now. I mean, Sharapova, this is her first win since I think 4 years, something like that. No one thought she ever can win another, a major event.
Well,
It's like the Open.
give me a
So I
second.
guess she has some type of surgery done on her foot or her shoulder or something.
Well, talent, like you said, I think they are in rain delay. You have the final, Djokovic versus Nadal, and it's definitely a great match there in the 4th set. It's 2-1 Djokovic. Nadal took the first set, he took the second, and Djokovic came back and won the 3rd set. So they're in the 4th set. I gotta say, if Nadal could pull out this set, he wins the match. But like you said, Djokovic's success over Nadal of late, they had that epic, was that Wimbledon final matchup that they had that was unbelievable at the end of last year. So those 2 always put on a great show. So I definitely expect that to be a great match. Let's go ahead and switch it up. Let's go ahead and go on to the NFL. We got to talk football. This is a football show, spectator sport. Football is life, son. So, speaking of football is life, did you know that a football player died on the field?
What? Who died on the field?
Some random Joe Blow in Canada died on the field.
He collapsed.
He was playing a charity game, and during the charity game, he took a big blow. He took a blow. I mean, they padded up, full pass. He took a hit, and he was on the floor, laid out. They had to call the paramedics and everything, and he literally was dead.
Oh, well, it's always
Football is life,
it's
son.
always something else is going to be revealed in the autopsy why this guy died. He just didn't die from a hit. He's probably not the only guy. I mean, sorry. I mean, obviously, it's sad to hear that news, but he wasn't the first guy that took a type of vicious hit that would, you look like the person was not going to get back up. But it's always something else. He's, the autopsy is going to reveal why he really, passed away from the, not even from the hit, but, to show you what the cause of death really was.
Talon, did you see the ex-Auburn fullback? Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that. And the lineman that was killed?
No, I just actually heard about that today. The shooting there were two former Auburn players. I think they were from the 2010 team. Yeah, they still looking for the suspect. Yeah, they got a fight broke out, and then shots rang off, and now you got 3 people dead. And well, which really didn't have anything to do with the Auburn football team because those guys are not on the current team. They're on the 2010 team with Cam and. But it's unfortunate. You gotta stay away from, people like who's this guy got guns on campus? Obviously, we know he wasn't, going to the school. But the part, I mean, I guess the party was on campus though. So it's like, where's the security at? What's the people just bringing guns in and just shooting up parties? So it's just like, yeah,
And they
it's
say
sad, unfortunate, but. Dealing with people who have nothing to live for, this is what happens. You can't just go out there think you're a big bad player, football player, and get in a fight with these random people because these dudes out here, they don't care. They have really nothing to live for. Their whole credibility is based off their what they have done in the streets and their respect and all this stuff. So it's an unfortunate situation, but this is what happens when fights break out. You don't know who got what. That's why you gotta stay clear of all the drama.
And they're releasing the names of the players who were killed. You have Ladarius Phillips. He's the only true fullback on the team. He's 20 years old. And you have Ed Christensen, or Ed. Excuse me, folks. And you have Ed Christian. He's 20 years old, a redshirt freshman also. And you had Eric Mack, a sophomore lineman, was also shot, and he remained in the hospital in East Alabama. So, I mean, this is definitely a tough situation. Hopefully they're able to find the person who did this to these guys. I mean, you hate to hear of a story like this. I mean, the world, like I said, we live in a crazy world. There's so much crime and so much craziness going on. You just try your best to just navigate through all of the BS and to just to live a humble life and to be thankful of all that you have and the people around you,
Yeah, but, unfortunate, sad situation. Hope they catch the dude.
Let's go ahead and move on. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Let me tell you where to find us. You check us out on YouTube at Spectator Sport, youtube.com/FUKJosh420. You can find us there. You can check us on Blog Talk Radio, Spectator Sport. Please like our Facebook fan page, Spectator Sport. YouTube.com/Spectator Sport. Please go ahead and like that. Please check out Jessica Vox. She has this new single, Honesty. It's an unbelievable song. Like I said, it's produced by Holland Jungle. Exceptional song. You can check it out on iTunes. It's one of those songs that, you hear it, it just takes you to a certain place. So this thing is really blowing up. Check out Nando Chang, NandoChang89. Like him on Twitter. Check him out on Facebook. Go ahead and like that. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Let's go ahead and talk a little football. The Pats cut my boy Ocho, which is the best thing that could ever happen in his life. I mean, they got him over there dying on the bench. It's like they take him to. I don't know if they were trying to teach him a lesson to break him or whatever. But I mean, Ocho took it in stride and he just did his thing. But damn, he got cut by the Pats. What you thought about that, Tyler?
You know what? I'm so angry with that. Not about him getting cut from the Pats. It's just the fact that the reasoning why he was cut, why all these ex-players are coming out saying this and saying that. It's like, oh, he couldn't comprehend the playbook. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. You freaking Teddy Bruschi and all these dang infant-minded people, like, it's an NFL playbook. He is not studying for the freaking LSATs or the GMAT. He is reading an NFL playbook, which he's done his whole dang career. The reason why Ocho Cinco was not in those games, it was due to Bill Belichick. Plain and simple. It had nothing to do with anything. This guy was your best receiver on the team, and why he wasn't on the field, who knows? If you're talking about his playbook, get out of here. His playbook is no complicated from anyone else's in the NFL. All NFL playbooks are complex, but receivers have one thing they have to do in a playbook. They have to know their route and know the call. That's it. What is complicated about that? He's not a quarterback. He's not calling out plays. He's not doing any of that stuff. He's not a center. He does not have to recognize blitzes. He doesn't do any of that stuff. So all this, oh, he can't understand a playbook, all that is BS. At the end of the day, Belichick didn't place him on the field for whatever reason. Maybe he was being outperformed in practice. I don't know why. But can we please stop with all this nonsense about he didn't understand the playbook, because that's a bunch of BS. It's an NFL playbook. He's seen NFL playbooks before. He's seen college playbooks. He's been understanding playbooks his whole career. This is his job, you imbeciles. I don't understand why people keep saying that. It's so annoying. I think it's a great thing that he got released from them. He needs to go to Denver, play with Peyton, and be productive in an offense where you'll have a good chance to hopefully get into the playoffs next year. But I heard he's getting a workout with the Dolphins, so who knows what's going to happen. I don't think he's a good fit would be for the Dolphins, because the Dolphins, I mean, he couldn't be a number one at the Dolphins
think that'll
right
be a
now.
perfect fit.
But I don't know if it'll be a good fit. Well, not for him at this stage
I
of his
think
career.
so. It'll be
Dolphins are not
perfect
making it.
fit.
When the Dolphins win a
It
championship?
doesn't matter, but this
What do
is
you mean it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. He's old. He
it's
won
his
the championship.
hometown. It's his hometown. He can play with the hometown, and he could be
And
a
do what?
force again.
Not
Come
win a
on,
championship.
I'm telling you, he can be a force
But
again.
is he? But
he's not
he's
going to
playing
win
for
a championship.
He went to New England to win a championship. You going to the Miami Dolphins is not going to get you a championship. You have to go to the team that actually going to have a chance in the next 2 years to get your championship, and I think that's going to be the the Denver Broncos. So I just think the whole perception out there. I said I think the whole perception.
Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl?
I said the next 2 years I have a chance to.
Somebody need to laugh out loud. But
No, it's not enough out loud, but that's serious. But the perception out there that this guy didn't understand the
Speaking
New
of
England
Denver
Patriots
Broncos,
playbook is just ridiculous.
Speaking of Denver Broncos, they're saying Peyton's having issues with the receivers. And he's not meshing well with the receivers. So how you expect them to be in the a Super Bowl contender?
No,
and he can't even.
He
doesn't even have any continuity with his receivers.
It's not a big deal because, like I said, it's just the offseason now. It's OTA. It's not really a big deal. That's why you got to go through all this stuff for it to get that type of communication and all that stuff worked out right now. But Eric Decker. People keep, and it's so annoying. People bring up Eric Decker like he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Peyton's not meshing well with Decker right now. He's off. Tebow didn't either. Like, who is Eric Decker? He's a receiver. He's not even, a lot of people don't even say he's not even top 25 receivers in the league. Like, Eric Decker is like really no one. He's a big guy. He's a possession guy. That's about it. Like, who is Eric Decker? Like, he has a lot. Peyton loves to spread the ball around the tight ends to all of his receivers. So people talk about Eric Decker and Peyton was off on a comeback route. Like, it's just ridiculous. This is why we go through OTAs, people. That's why you have the mini camps. That's why you have to go through training camp to get all this stuff worked out. Peyton didn't play a whole last year. It's not a big deal. Calm down. The Broncos, if they improve that defense, they should be able to compete for a title next year, not this year. I don't believe so.
Do you agree with how you feel about Gronk's extension? It's 6 year, $54 million. Does he
I think
more?
Gronk should have got $100 million.
Get out.
My personal opinion, for a guy that has an effect on the game like the Gronk, he blocks and he receivers and he receives the ball. He catches touchdown, yards at the catch. He blocks, creates hope for the running game. That type of impact, especially on that team and what he's done, what he did last year, I believe that the Gronk should be making $10 million a year. I think the 6 year, $54 million. I thought he deserved more. Me, just personally.
So also the NFL, the NFL arbitrator rules in favor against the NFLPA. How do you feel about that?
The Saints players are screwed. There's nothing to feel about it. They're screwed. They're going to Jonathan Vilma, you're going to be suspended for the year, and the rest of those guys are going to have to serve those suspensions because it sounds like nothing's going to change as far as what Goodell dealt out. I mean, the arbitrator has ruled in the NFL's favor, since they've been petitioning everything, since they've been petitioning the suspensions, the arbitrators continue the rules in NFL favor. So it looks like everyone's got to serve their time. So sorry, Vilma, you're going for a season, brother.
I still don't agree with that Vilma suspension. Like I said, Vilma being an employee can't serve the same time that you give the boss. I mean, you got to give management. A guy has to be held to a different standard.
Think about that.
It's the same white-collar crime thing where you give a guy who steals billions and billions 5 years in the penthouse, and then you give a guy who robs $10 you give him 5 years in prison, in a hardcore prison. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I don't agree with that. Let's talk a little bit about the LA Kings and their bid to close out the New Jersey Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals. Have you? I know, Talon, you're not a big hockey guy. I know you're not Mr. Hockey, and you don't really do the whole hockey thing. But did you even get a chance to check that out at all?
No, I did see that the New Jersey, they won the last game. That the closeout game, they almost was the closeout game they won. So, I mean, you don't give teams hope. And that's what it looks like you just gave the Devils. You just gave them hope by letting them win a game. So hopefully, LA can close it out. They can take a title back. But
yeah, they've actually won too.
They won 2 games.
Yes.
See, you gave them hope. You won the first game. Now you want to pick up another one. Now it might go down to 7 games, and it's not looking good for the Kings right now.
I mean, the Kings still have a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, 3-2 lead.
3-2 lead. I mean, Game 6 is on the way, so I still expect the Kings to be able to close it out. I think they started the celebration a little bit too early once they got to that 3-1 lead. I take it like where they kind of just expected it to be over, and it's not over until it's over. You got to continue to fight. I mean, it's really tough to close out a champion. That New Jersey Devil team, where you got guys like Patrick Roy, you talk about guys that are Hall of Famers, guys that has played over 20 years, and I mean, you play over 20 years in the NHL, man. Them hockey dudes is crazy. Ain't many cats that's going. I mean, them hockey dudes is crazy. So to play over 20 years in that league and be able to do what he's able to do, he got to be a special type of talent and a great athlete. So I definitely expect New Jersey to continue to go down fighting and go down with a swing. But let's go ahead and switch it up. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Show is almost over. Thanks to all those who showed love, who always continue to tune in. I know a lot of times the Flies be in the building. Sometimes the Flies not in the building. Sometimes the Flies on the outside looking on the inside. But sometimes, you just flies. So when y'all understand what I'm talking about, or you just look at me like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Fourth quarter, I'm back.
One day you'll understand, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Like us on Facebook.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We always spazzing on everything, Check my boy Nano Chang out. Check out this your new, young, exciting artist from Holland Jungle, Tone Bone. This kid is exciting. Watch what I tell you. Watch out for Tone Bone. Check him on SoundCloud. Check him on Reverb Nation. Tone Bone in the building doing his thing. Got that exciting new single coming out. I ain't going to tell you what it is yet because y'all ain't ready for that yet. But to keep checking it out, check out for it on hollandjungle.com.
Holland Jungle.
Hollandjungle.com.
Holland
That's where you
Jungle.
find a lot of interesting stuff on different artists. Talent, what else you want to talk about, Talent?
Well, it pretty much wraps it up today.
I mean, you want to say anything else about your life, man? How's
I don't
things
want to
going?
talk about personal life.
You don't want to talk about your personal
I'm
life?
not Howard Stern, people.
Are you getting married anytime soon? Did you go to KOD this weekend?
You're not going to spectate my life, sir.
Did you go to KOD?
You need to spectate your own life.
Did you go to KOD this weekend?
No, I told you I played a horrible game of golf yesterday. I didn't deserve that type of treat.
Oh, yeah. You definitely don't deserve it.
Gunshot wounds and tattoos. No, I didn't deserve the gunshot wounds and tattoos.
Shout out to my boy YG, showing love. Shout out to my nigga YG in the building, showing love. We was at the YG concert. I mean, out in LA doing it big. So thanks again, Spectator Sport. You know how we do. We everywhere. Y'all don't know where we gonna be at. We might be in your city, in your hood. So be careful, Spectator Sport. Shout out to Charlie Sheen. We know what we do. We don't tell everybody else what we do, but Charlie Sheen know what we do. Props to him. Peace. We out. LMFAO. I thought you was working out. Peace.